Death is Final by Rachel Picard. Sometimes in life you find that one perfect thing that you just know you can love with all your heart. For me, it was a dog. This dog made me feel as though everything in the world would be okay. No matter what terrible things I would hear on the news or from my family and friends, this dog made everything feel fine. Now this story is one I have never told before, but I need to tell it, so if something like this ever happens in your life, you might be able to stop it before it starts. However, I'm not even certain that it is possible to stop. I was always one whom was interested in the supernatural and spent long hours studying it. I had even started to write a novel on the subject and found some interesting material in my research. One example in particular was an ancient death omen known as black dogs. These creatures are often portrayed as being very shaggy, with pitch black fur, glowing blood-red eyes, and otherwise normal dog-like appearances. I was always a very silly person, trying to make a bad joke any time an opportunity presented. I decided to find a picture of a black dog and use it as my profile picture for Facebook. All my friends kept asking me about it, and I told them it was a joke on the stories I had researched. If you ever saw a black dog, the legends say you were going to die in about a week's time. We all had a good laugh, but what I didn't realize was I set in motion a chain of events I couldn't stop. The next few weeks, I felt very sick, and if it hadn't been for my dog, it would have been the most miserable few weeks of my life. When I finally started feeling better, I noticed my dog was becoming ill, and with my little medical training, I did what I could to make her comfortable. After a month, she was back to her usual self, and for a while after, things were fine. Then it all started again. My family started losing important things to our survival, like our vehicle, and then our health started declining. Slowly, I was watching my family suffer, and while the rest of us got better, my dog did not. Later that week, I was out at night and I saw a shadowy figure in the distance. It looked like a dog, but there was something odd about it. It resembled a Doberman, but it also looked like it had been hit by a car. As I started to approach, it ran off and disappeared into the night. I went into the house, got on the computer to do some research, and found out while black dogs are more often seen as shaggy and unkempt, there are many forms of them. Some are silent, some growl viciously, and some may talk to you. However, talking black dogs are extremely rare. All of my research indicated these are just legends and lore, but they all have one thing in common. They are unproven. I feel what I saw that night was a black dog. The next night, I was sitting on the front porch with my dog, enjoying my coffee and looking at the stars. Then I saw that thing again. This time it growled, and I knew what that meant. Either my dog was going to die, or I was. Slowly, my dog began to get sick again, and I didn't know what to do. My little dog's health was deteriorating, and all I could do was watch. I took her to multiple veterinarians, and none had the answer as to why. Then, a few days later, I was playing cards with a friend and heard my dog licking something. When I went to check on her, she was hemorrhaging blood, and moments later, she died. This could be terrible luck, a neighbor poisoning her or something else of a mundane nature, but if it was the black dog, that would be far more terrifying. You can take this story as you will, and believe what you wish, but always keep in mind, if you see a black dog, do whatever you can to stay alive, because no matter what is true or false, real or legend, one thing is for certain: death is final. Final thoughts. There are few things more terrifying than the unexplained. Many people will see things in the shadows, be totally horrified or terrified by them, and unable to answer the question as to what was it, or what is it, or where did it come from, what is it doing there. And then when they have bad things happen, they wonder, are they connected? There are few things more terrifying than that, and more painful than losing a beloved pet. I've known this from experience in my youth, and it's painful. You never really get over it. But when you add to that the possibility of a supernatural experience, it can really change your perspective, I think. And this story seems to touch on that. It really strikes a chord with many people, I imagine. In my case, all too well. Hope you enjoyed the story. It will definitely affect your dreams, I hope.